Good evening. This is the Athens City Shade Tree Commission meeting for June 13th, 2019. We have no Title 33 or Title 37 issues to address this evening, so we'll go straight to the report by Ron Lucas, Assistant Service Safety Director. Ron, can we have your report, please?
Sure. The river sweep is scheduled for this Saturday at 9 a.m. at the community center. So if anyone's available to volunteer for that event, it's been a good event for us over the last couple of years. Athens Soil and Water Conservation District manages that. The last ash tree in our parks is, we believe the last ash tree in our parks is slated for removal. It's at Southside Park. So 35 total ash trees removed from our park so far. Thank you for attending the Tree City USA Awards. That was our 29th year in a row. Since we have 30 coming up, I would think that we might want to start working on having the Tree City USA Awards program here.
Yeah, I was going to ask, has the site been determined yet?
I don't believe so.
Okay, well, as long as the mayor is interested, yes, I think we should try and do that.
Yeah, so our 25th was a really cool event, having that at the Ridges, and maybe put together a committee or just talk about it during Shade Tree Commission about what we want to do for that. I was asked to present at Earth Day for Morrison Gordon Elementary School, and that was an all-day event in May. And basically, I did a program for kindergartners and fifth graders, day-long program about trees, identification of trees, and tree pruning techniques, mulching techniques, and it was very, very well received. So, educating our youth on the importance of trees, I think, is invaluable. And Morrison has a teacher named Lee Kreitz, and she has done a great job with promoting Earth Day, Arbor Day awareness for students. American Bloom, Nancy's been a big part of our committee.
Usually there.
And the experience she brings is invaluable. We're on track. Most of the things we're doing this year are related to floral displays. We have interest from a couple of our committee members that are just running with it, and it's going to make a big impact in terms of how we should score on the floral display component of the tour. We scored well on urban canopy and landscaping the last couple of years. I don't think that's going to go anywhere. So I'm looking forward to it. It's July 25th and 26th this year. So we may ask members of the Tree Commission to be a part of that tour, at least from an urban canopy standpoint. More like a sit-down conversation with the judges instead of actual active touring. That's all I have.
Okay, thank you. Are there any questions for Ron from the commissioners?
Ron, were the hurdles able to be overcome in having hanging baskets downtown? Or is that still?
We've almost overcame those. We've had a couple businessmen that have expressed interest in purchasing multiple brackets for the poles. And members of our committee are ready to put 26 pots of flowers in those poles.
Wow.
If they are, and they could probably do more if need be. So we're almost there. We are going to repurpose the old city trash cans, the street cans, to planters. We're going to place those in spots along Court Street. So with the business community buying into the program, it really looks nice on Court Street. If you haven't walked it lately, and hopefully some of the neighborhoods will follow suit with that as we have launch day competition. So people are starting to become aware of American Bloom, which is kind of nice.
There's a big banner over Court Street.
A big banner over Court Street.
Other questions? Okay, I'm sure something else will come up later. I'm going to, the maintenance of tree canopies sort of going to blend in with the next item, which is the report on a meeting that I, Nancy, Peter had with the Mayor. We went through many of the issues that we have been highlighting as an issue that we've had, or issues we've had with the city. In particular, lack of consultation under Title 33 when the city is doing a project. It was emphasised again that it's difficult to get businesses to do the right thing when it comes to Title 37 and landscaping when the city doesn't seem to do that sort of thing with its own projects. And he's going to look into that one. He talked about enforcement of Title 37. He said he's in the process of hiring a new code officer. I'm not sure exactly how far he's got with that yet, but hopefully when we get a new code enforcement officer as a permanent one, we'll be able to do some work with that person to try and work out exactly how they will help us enforce Title 37. I mentioned that we have some concerns over the process under Title 41, where we're expected to give approval well before any plans are really firmed up, and that this is a problem. And he wasn't aware of that issue at all. I think Peter now understands that it's going to take action from council to make any changes to that. And we'll just have to see where we can go with that one. But it's a particular concern when you have a plan that clearly isn't complete coming to us without the detail that we really need to be able to make a judgment at that stage. And this is a constant problem. And I don't think there's an easy solution to it at all, because the people quite often haven't got their detailed plans together at that stage. Mm-hmm. We spoke a lot about the issue of long-term planning, and I think we're going to get into more of that in a few minutes with the Athens in Bloom piece, because here is an opportunity for the city, I think, to really sort of put down in writing some long-term plans. I mean, it's good that we're getting some floral decorations and so on. We clearly do have a lot of code. As I explained to the Mayor, there are many places in the city code where trees are mentioned, where the policy of the city is well established, and it's why we have some of the trees that we've got at the moment. Not just along the rights of way, but through the landscape ordinance and also through the subdivision ordinance as well. And so Athens has a long history now, 30 years of having in its code practices which really do support trees. I think one of the shortcomings at the moment is that when we get to something like Athens in Bloom, we're not really planning in detail, and I think that's one thing that I tried to emphasize to him. I showed him some pictures that I'd taken in Waynesboro in Virginia and Buchanan in West Virginia, and what you see in a number of these pictures are street furniture is one way to describe it. They are permanent planters, quite large in size, over which you can also position hanging baskets, again quite large in size, and you can also put trees in them too. Yes, I mean it's not something where it's one or the other. I think you should look on these things as planning opportunities for the future. And that's where I think, as I say, we need to write down some plans. We need to figure out what we want to get out of all this, and then who's going to be accountable and where are the resources. All these things need to be identified if we're going to go ahead and plan for these sorts of things. And there needs to be a budget too for them as well.
I think he mentioned something about there's another arborist on staff. Is that right?
Yeah, we have a gentleman in our public works
Colton,
department.
yeah. So he was
Colton
hoping that
James.
he might be helpful too.
He has a certified arborist now.
Yeah. Well, one of the details that we got into, and we don't need to discuss too much of it here, is that it appears that there aren't any staff who are assigned in terms of their workload to maintenance either of trees or of the plantings or anything. I mean, it's just and I think he's going to take that up as an issue to see where he can go with it, because as we know, we've got two large units within the Service Safety Director's domain of the Engineering and Public Works and Recreation and Parks, it's not clear what their responsibilities really are and what their resources really are when it comes to maintenance of the trees in the rights of way or in the parks. And I think we need to now take a longer-term view. And as a tree commission, we have mentioned many times now, after having trees planted for nearly 30 years, some of these trees are in need of pruning. They need to be crown lifted. They need to be brought clear of the street so that we can have more streetscapes like Elmwood and Morris Avenue, where there are mature trees.
Has anybody ever been to Bexley and looked around? Mm-hmm. It's supposedly an arboretum city. I've been there. I mean, I lived in Columbus on the east side for a long time, but I don't remember how it looked. And I want to drive up there and see. Mm-hmm. I assume it's all like Elmwood, just trees everywhere and different kinds, and maybe some labels and stuff or signage showing what the unusual ones are. I don't know.
I don't remember that, but certainly there are tree-lined streets there.
Yeah.
Yes, yes.
Mm-hmm. I would love to have a tree-lined street.
Yes, good.
More than one.
Yes.
More than Elmwood.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I want to say something about the meeting.
Mm-hmm.
David did an excellent job of going through all the ordinances and picking out every single thing where trees were mentioned, and it really was helpful. I mean, I think it was a great job, and it really made a difference, I think, into the content of the meeting. I mean, it was right there in black and white that we're supposed to be doing this stuff, and good job, David.
Thank you. Are there any questions at the moment?
Well, I just want to make an observation to Ron, since you weren't able to be in Belpre, but I don't know whether you know it, but the woman who's the organizer for America in Bloom she was one of the presenters, and one of the things she focused on was the importance of trees in the cities and having long-range plans, having a plan, maintenance plan and planting. And so I thought, this is a way for us to get our scores up, and at the same time, of course, improve the city, I mean, sure. The basic goal is, and the basic goal of America in Bloom is to get groups in the cities together to working to improve the city, not just separate individuals, but getting people to coordinate.
I thought that it would be good for this tour in terms of scoring and stuff, of having grand plans, but apparently I was set straight that it's only something that they recognize we haven't done, so we get discounted.
But if there's policy and procedure and code in place to support it going forward, that helps.
Yeah, it's important that the code is there. As not a reviewer or a judge of Athens in Bloom, but as a reviewer of other things, quite often reviewers appreciate that plans are being made, but they much more appreciate plans that have been made and have been successfully executed with evidence. Because quite often people are very good at developing plans, but they don't seem to be very good at executing them. And so that's why I think the judges are sort of a little bit leery of accepting plans. Yes. Yeah.
Yeah. Execution can be difficult without plans, however.
Yeah.
Oh, yes. Yes.
Or faulty.
Yep. So, Nancy asked me to add on to the agenda an item, Athens in Bloom. So I think unless there are any other particular questions about the meeting with the mayor, I'd like to move on to the Athens in Bloom piece, because I think there's some strong relationship between the meeting and this next piece.
Right.
So.
I think what we talked about after one of the meetings, I think it was the Athens and Bloom meeting, was what could happen on Court Street that for the future. Like these out front here, if you've noticed, are big enough to house trees and plants and in a permanent kind of set-aside area that has a permanent fencing around it or a guard around it so that people aren't tramping on it and walking in it.
Or you put a wall up that they can sit on the edge of.
Yeah. So, David, I think you had some thoughts about that, or there's been some talk about
and there are ways to put bumps at the corner of a street where if you've already got parking there, you actually put the sidewalk sort of goes out, and there's a plan to put on that corner. It calms down the traffic, and it means that the people aren't turning straight into the back of a car that's already parked there. It's more a case of designing the intersections around here. It also cuts down on the distance that a pedestrian has to walk across the intersection as well. Now, this is
a place for.
Yeah, but this is where I think we may need to get Paul Logue involved as a city planner, because I think these sorts of things are things that need to be planned for, as well as finding the money to pay for them as well. But in terms of, well, which streets could accommodate these sorts of pieces of street furniture, these planters and so on, and where could we put pits deep enough to plant trees, for example, and actually try and figure out exactly the best way forward for all this. We know we've got some particularly narrow sidewalks in various places, and it would be difficult to do things there. We have to accept that. But in other areas, like you say, the street out here, Washington Street, it's a fairly wide sidewalk that's there, and it's actually quite a wide street as well. And so it looks to me as if there is space in that street in particular, and there probably is in other streets as well where we can do things like this. And that will, I think, help in future years with America in Bloom scores.
Yeah, I think it might help too with the longer life of our trees, because people will be less likely to jumping on them.
Yes.
Breaking off the lower limb seems to be a favorite activity.
Yeah. So, other observations about America in Bloom? What do we have?
Could I mention something about Court Street?
Certainly.
Or if that's a question. John, were you at facility management when we did the Uptown Street, the sidewalk improvement project?
I was, yes.
You remember the vaults that we had underneath?
Oh yeah. I mean, there'll be a lot of. I mean, somebody's got to really look at a lot of that stuff. But
so there
are issues there.
Yeah, there were vaults that we filled with concrete.
Yeah.
That would, in retrospect, it probably would have been deep enough to do something. But now we're going to have to look at those plans and see how we did that, because there's a lot of.
But that's why I think the city planner needs to be involved, because this is not something that is going to be trivial. I mean, you've got to really think carefully about what it is you're going to do, because if you put trees there or you put these planters there, maybe you then can't do something else that the city wants to do. So it needs to be a well thought out process by which we do these things.
Who designed these ones out front? Do you know?
The planters?
Yeah.
The big planters on the side of the sidewalk that have trees and plants in them.
Well, the design was there in terms of how it was. That was always a part of the landscape. We just nurtured it so that it looks better.
I think when they remodeled and
I don't know when they
back when they built the police station and stuff, they did some things there. I think they put that in.
So it's before Ron's time, by the sound of it.
Well, they are my They are my little leaf lindens.
Oh yeah, I know you're responsible for helping to plant them, but
I love those trees. I wish we'd get more of those.
Yeah, but I think they may be. I don't remember them not being.
Now, do their roots go down into the ground? I thought so.
Pretty deep there.
Yeah.
Because the brick is on top of soil. Really, there's not a concrete base on it.
Okay. Well, I think we've probably exhausted that one then.
They've started making a list of the places they're going to try and go to see things.
Yes.
So if you've got any good ideas or know of any houses or any streets that are particularly attractive or something that would, make a judge say, wonderful looking place.
There was
Pass it along.
one of the things that again struck me about some of these towns that I'd got photographs of was that clearly they'd engaged the businesses to the point where the businesses were putting on large displays as well. And I think we're beginning to do that. Obviously, we're hearing about the hanging baskets, but yes, the contest. Now, if there are, has the contest been formally announced yet?
I'm not sure whether she's going place to place or what, but I think it's going to be, they're putting up the banner one of these days, I think in the middle of June. It's kind of coinciding with that.
Okay.
I'm not sure what the dates are.
Yeah, the banner's up.
Really?
The banner is up.
Okay.
That's the banner. That's up now.
Okay. Yeah, there's a banner on Court Street now.
Oh, is it up?
Yeah, and it's officially announced through social media. So there's if you use social media, there is Athens in Bloom is the tag, and that's on Facebook and Twitter, and the details of the contest are on that page.
So for those,
So we were thinking of places like around town, like White's Mill and Calypso, and the little garden there, and Hyacinth Bean right next door, and places like that would be interesting. Maybe Little Fish, I don't know. Oh, that's outside of town, isn't it? Or is it?
No, University Estates is inside Athens.
Is it?
Yeah,
Okay.
so they should be in the city, yes, where they
So
are.
places like that, that would be of interest, and also a place where they can eat.
Yeah, so this is part of the tour that the Athens in Bloom people are going to
And they're going to go through
create for the judges.
They're going to try and find neighborhoods where people have gardens that are attractive. So anyway.
Yeah. So if you've got suggestions, make them to Nancy, or I'll pass them on if you give them to me. Any other questions on Athens in Bloom? Is there any other business?
Oh, yeah, I wanted to, there was a thing in the paper, these kids from Barnyard Bunch 4-H Club planted a tree at the fairgrounds. I don't know where they got the idea or how it happened. Were you aware of it, Ron? It was in the paper.
At the fairgrounds?
And I was thinking maybe, just like the people who put the new trees at the cemetery, maybe there's some way that we could recognize people when they do that. Maybe sending them some sort of...
Like a newspaper article?
Well, as a group, as a Shade Tree Commission, recognizing it would be even one more wonderful if we could have some coordination.
Yes.
So that these people, when they're planting trees, they would know that there's a resource they could come to and say, we'd like to plant a tree. What would you suggest? Or this is a tree we're going to plant. What is your... what do you think about that particular?
We could, I suppose, do something like a letter to the editor and the messenger and propose that to people or something.
Yeah. Well, for the fairgrounds, they're not in the city. That is supervised by the county, and so they wouldn't need even to consult with us over that.
But if they wanted to,
They could, certainly. We would welcome consultation.
They may not
if they want to plant it in any of the rights of way or the public areas, they've got to go to Ron and get permission from the city to do it. And at that point, I'm sure Ron would then consult with us over the suitability of the tree and the sites and so on.
I guess what I was thinking is if we could do that, we might be able to encourage more people to do it. Because we certainly do have lots of streets with no trees.
Yeah, yeah. I will make a note.
What do you think about some sort of letter saying we would like to recognize you for your citizenry or something like that? Goofy, right?
Yeah, I'm not sure it works. Yeah.
I don't know. I think there's some merit in some type of program like that. I think. Having, like we awarded Cornwell a few years ago for the work they did at the corner of Simpson and State. I think that meant a lot to him.
Yeah.
So I think there could be something. I don't know if a letter is the right thing, but some type of recognition, like we're talking about with Athens in Bloom for the gardens, to give them a passionworks flower with the ribbon on it that says Athens in Bloom for the winners. You know, so they have that special item. Hey, look, this is for this.
Yeah.
You know, so they probably think something.
Yeah, I would think if you're going to recognise somebody, it probably needs to come from the mayor rather than from the Shade Tree Commission as well. But it's certainly a good thought.
Give them a tree, and then they'll plant another tree.
There you go. Chain effect.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. Other items? If not, we have the minutes of the last meeting.
Oh, yeah. You know, I can't do it. I just remembered I'm an alternate, so I shouldn't be saying.
I'll motion to approve the minutes.
Thank you.
Second.
Thank you, John. Any objection to approving the minutes? Hearing none, we have minutes of the last meeting. Our next meeting will be July 11th. I have a question before we finish, though, about whether we should have a meeting in August. Are there any particular thoughts about this? We sometimes don't have one in August, and other city functions often shut down in August.
It's almost a tradition not to have a meeting on. Don't you have a meeting in August? That's usually why we do.
Actually, council goes on recess in July.
Yeah.
I don't think we've missed a month. We have to have 10 a year.
We have to have 10 a year, and obviously if there is a Title 37 issue to be decided, then we would have a meeting, but especially for that in August. But I'm not saying we will cancel it. I'm just trying to see what interest there is in doing that. It, as I say, has been a month where we've occasionally cancelled the meeting. I'm not sure what date it is. Has anyone got a calendar handy? I'm not sure what. Yes, John, it looks like you have. What date would the?
Got it. Would be
Thursday.
It would be August 8th.
August 8th. So it's fairly early in August then. Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Well, we could make the final decision next month.
Oh yes,
couldn't
we can. Yes. Yeah. But I just wanted to let people know what I was thinking. That's all for this.
Well, I think a big factor would be whether there's something coming up that we need to take care of in August.
Yeah. Yes. Well, by then,
or if we could take care of everything for the rest of the summer in July.
Yes. Yeah. Okay. Wise words. Thank you. With that, then, our next meeting will be July 11th, and we are adjourned. Thank you.